Hi everybody. Someone saw a video of me on YouTube playing Li'l Darlin, and they liked it and they wondered how I played it. So I decided I'd make a video of how to play it. But I listened back to it. I couldn't quite remember how I played it, and there was a couple of things I didn't like about it. So I thought I'd do it very slightly differently. But I hope it helps. A bit simplified. I'll do it on 6 string because I know most people don't play 7 string, and I'm going to play it in E. I think on the video I played it in F, but I think sometimes it makes sense to move things to some of the sharp keys with open strings in. If you're doing solo pieces, you get a bit more help with some of the chords, and sometimes it makes it sound a bit more interesting. But it's worth trying in a few keys. I tried it in G as well, and it's set pretty well in G, and I think in general it's good to take a tune around a few keys. So I haven't really been playing it recently, so you'll have to forgive me if I stumble a bit, and I'm going to break it down bit by bit. So the first thing in time-honored fashion is to check that we're more or less in tune. Does that sound about right? Okay, so I'm going to go straight in with the tune, not going to bother with an intro. The first chord is a F sharp 9, so it's here. You might know it. So I use that finger. The way I do it, I use that finger on those 3 strings. Then I bring the first finger over, and then I bring this finger over here. So if you find it difficult to play, you might bring your little finger in to help you a bit, or maybe just use the top 4 strings if you find it very tricky. But I'm sure a lot of you know it. I'd probably start with a little bass run. Okay, so what did I do there? I did that chord. The next chord I played was a C sharp minor 9. A similar sort of chord shape to the previous one, but down here it's the 4th fret. This time the first finger's down here. So this might be tricky for some people. It's a slightly trickier chord than the 9. The minor 9 is a bit trickier. I remember when I first came across this chord, I thought it was very hard to do. You could just do the top 4 strings. If you can't bar 3 strings with the 3rd finger, you could use. But also you could just use a minor 7 shape. This well-known bar chord. Doesn't that make a difference? Sounds just as good, doesn't it? Or if you don't do bar chords, some people play a minor 7, C sharp minor 7 like this. That's my 3rd finger there, my 2nd finger. So it's missing one of the notes, but sounds good. Oops, I got it wrong. I'm going to claim that this guitar's got a slightly narrower fingerboard than I'm used to. So that's my excuse for being a bit ham-fisted sometimes. So the next chord is a C sharp 9 with a flat 5. Sorry, a C9 with a flat 5. Okay, so it's a little bit like the 9 shape we had up here for the F sharp, but it's not. So I don't play that. I don't have this note up here. What I do is I bar across here, and so this first finger bar is playing these 2 notes. My little finger's here, my 3rd finger's here, and my 2nd finger's playing the bass note. tricky, maybe you can do something with just the top 4 strings there, like this. But I think then I'm going to do an F sharp minor 11. Sorry, an F sharp minor 7. So this is where an open string comes in handy. It's handy being in this key. So I've got I'm not using my first finger. I've got my second finger on the bass string here on the F sharp. I've got my third finger on the G string on the A note, and this one on the C sharp. And then the next chord, you'll see why I've used these fingers here. I move this across to be on the B, to be a B on the A string. This would be fine, but I prefer it with, instead of this C sharp, with a C natural. So this would be like a B sus with a flat 9, if that's what you want to call it. So it goes. Yeah. I'm using my little finger to play that note. So it's an open string first and then on the second fret. So what we got here? I'm going to play an E major 7 now, but I'm going to play it just the way I'm going to do it here is I'm just going to use my first finger to bar the top 3 strings and play the bass note. Don't play these 2 strings, that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do a little fill here. There's other things you could do just to fill up the space a little bit. I'm going to do an A13. And this is how am I going to play it? I think I'm going to use an open A string here, an open E string at the top, and then these notes. Sorry. So it's an A13 shape. So how did it go? I got to and then I'm going to do a G sharp minor, which I'm just going to do a bar straight across and play the bass string and these 3 strings, and then do some sort of C sharp 7 chord here. Maybe just these 3. I don't know. I mean, this is just a little fill, so I probably don't do it the same every time. Where have we got to? That could be a 9. You could have a sharp 9. And then you're back to the next 9 is very similar. Then when it gets to the E, rather than the E major 7, I think an E7, which I'm going to do this sort of shape, which you probably know an open D7. I'm going to do it like an E7, so I'm going to play the bass note on the E string and then these. So and I might do a little 2/5 here, which would be a B minor 7 and an E7, maybe again, or maybe an E7 with a flat 9. Doesn't really, or an E9. Using that same shape as your initial. Perhaps you know this B minor 7 shape. You can do it with a bar straight across, like I did earlier, or you can do it like this with sometimes I do it with my second finger on the bass string, and then this finger barring across 3. I tend to use different fingerings for the same chord sometimes. So it's gone. You'll hear I do some little bass runs and stuff like that, but it's just approaching a bass note grammatically. I do it different every time. Okay, and then we go on to the next bit, which is a sort of A6, and I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to use the open string, and I'm going to use second finger, first finger, third finger, and approach the melody note chromatically. And then I'm going to go for a minor, which is the same shape, but the first finger moves down a fret. And I'm going to do an E major shape, which I'm going to do like this. 4 notes. So how's that going to go? We got to here. And then I'm going to do that little 2/5 thing again, like the B minor, E7, and then this thing again. We get to this shape, this A minor 6 shape. Slide the whole thing up 2 frets, and then how about that one? No, not quite right. Okay, so slide the whole thing up 2 frets, then slide these 2 fingers up 1 fret and this finger up 2 frets, so you get the. So where we got to? What do we got now? It feels like it should be either G sharp half diminished, so G sharp half diminished followed by a C sharp 7. So just those 3 notes, or maybe I'll bar this first finger across and get that as well, that flat 9. So where do we get to? Where did it go there? And then it's a bit like the opening phrase again. And then it goes to an F sharp 7, which I'm going to do with a bar. So I'm not going to bother with the 5th because I'm not going to play it. But it's got. I'm going to use the 7 here on the. You could do it with an open string. I'm going to do it that, I think. That feels a bit easier to me. So you see what I'm doing there. I've got a bar across. I'm adding this finger to the A sharp on the G string, and then I'm using this finger on the 7th, which is on the 5th fret, and then I'm taking it off. Then top string again with and then I want to F sharp minor 7, and then a B7 or a B9. And then how about this for a little, then I'm going to put in a little bit of filler. I can't remember, I think this was on the record or something similar. I could just do a G sharp minor and a C sharp 7. instead of going, which is fine, I'm going to go. I'm going to slide into this. I'm just going to play. This is going to be on the top 4 strings. This little lick. It's a little chordal lick. Okay. So it's just a bar across there, and then this chord. Oops. So this one. These two on the 7th fret. This finger comes across here. And then this quite nice chord, which is so this one comes down. How does that sound? Okay, now I think if I'm in the right place, that's the whole of the first half. And then it starts the same again. And then starts the same. And then it goes to, this time it goes to the F sharp minor, like it did at the beginning. Yeah. Or you could just do this. You could just bar across here. And then, so that's. And then. So then this B7 shape, which is a bar across. You probably know this if you know bar chords. And an E at the end with an E on the top. And that's basically it. Maybe you'd go round, maybe you'd want to do the ending a few times to make a bit more of an ending. So how about this stick? Go back to that bit there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Should I try and, I could try and play it all the way through, but like I say, I'm a little bit out of practice with this tune, and it's not the same key as I was playing with before. I've made it a bit simpler than my version that I'd put on YouTube, and there's a few bits that aren't like the. I think with the previous version, I tried to make it like the Count Basie recording, but this one, especially because I can't do some of the lower notes because I've only got 6 strings. But I'll give it a go, and if it's no good, I won't show you this bit. Okay, the ending I wasn't quite sure what to do, but so I did the extra repeat, and as you heard, I did a bit late. And now I hear the last chord. I'm not 100% that I was totally in tune, but I hope this helps. I hope it all makes sense. I was going to do some sheet music for it in tablature, but I find that so time consuming. Anyway, let me know how you get on. If anybody gives it a go, then that'd be brilliant. If you let me know in the comments whether you found it helpful, whether you like the arrangement. If you get a chance to record the arrangement and stick it on YouTube, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks very much, and I hope to see you soon.